Uh, Hello, this is Omar Yakub, and this is going to be a sort of video for the model of the heart, and it's going to sort of be based on different rooms in my house and like the hallways and stuff. So I've had like different rooms represent the chambers of the heart and the body and lungs, and different parts of the hallway are going to represent like blood vessels, and I am going to represent a red blood cell. So here, I'm a red blood cell, and what I have with me is this is sort of like a juice water mix, and I'm going to use this to represent carbon dioxide, and I'm sort of going to explain that choice later on once we get to the lungs. And then the last important thing in this room is this door, which is going to represent a valve, and the reason I chose a door or doors to represent the four valves is that theoretically, if you didn't like or plan what we were going through, if you were just going to like go straight at the door, it would only open one way if you just applied pressure. So it can only open this way. But if you apply pressure this way, it might be better. Here, if you apply pressure this way, like a door, it'll just close and you won't be able to get through. So now, I'm going to explain what sort of everything represents as I go through. So right here, this is the right atrium, and I chose it because it's like smaller than ventricle, and I'm going to like position it this way. So the atrium is going to pump, and I'm going to go through the valve. And as you can see, if blood tries to go back, representing me, like if I try to go back, I can't, even if it was open, I would just close it. And so I have certain cables here, and I'm going to represent, I'm going to say what those represent later on. And here, right now, I am in the left ventricle, which is just this room. And the left ventricle is sort of going to pump again through, that was the tricuspid valve, and it's going to pump through the pulmonary valve and into the pulmonary artery. And I'm going to use these cables right here, as you can see, to sort of represent different blood vessels, or to like section off the hallway to show which areas are which blood vessels. So as you can see, this part is going to be sectioned off because this is the pulmonary artery, because it's pumping away the heart. And I'm going to just go into the bathroom, and the bathroom is going to represent the lungs, and the reason I chose the bathroom is because it has a water supply. You can just sort of bring in water, and in my model I'm using water to represent oxygen, and I'm going to use this juice water to represent carbon dioxide. And so right now I'm deoxygenated, but I'm in the lungs, and I'm just going to have this thing here like represent the alveoli. So what's going to happen here is gas exchange. So I'm just going to like, pour out the carbon dioxide, which is going to be excreted by you exhaling. I'm just going to fill my cup, which is going to represent like the sort of the hemoglobin, I guess. And I'm going to fill it up with normal water, which is going to represent the oxygen. And I chose juice water because carbon dioxide is just like CO2, so it's oxygen plus something else. I'm just going to have that be the carbon dioxide. So now, this is all through the right ventricle pumping. I'm going to exit the lungs into what is now the pulmonary vein. I have it sectioned off here. I'm going to go into this one right here. Right here, this is the pulmonary artery. It's sectioned off from the rest of the room, which is going to represent the right ventricle. The left ventricle, sorry. I'm going to go into the closet right here. There's the pulmonary version making on the closet, which is the left atrium, and sort of another door here, which is going to represent the mitral valve. And then the left atrium pumps into the left ventricle, or sort of. So now I'm in the left ventricle, which is just going to pump pretty hard, and it's going to pump into. So let me move that up real quick. It's going to pump through another valve, as you can see here. This is going to be the aortic valve. It's going to pump, and I'm just going to go to this section, and as you can see, it's sort of sectioned off. And this is going to be the aorta. Obviously, you can't see any branches because it's and eventually you're going to get to like smaller arteries and arterioles, and eventually capillaries. So that's sort of what's going to be here. Like, this is a capillary bed. And right here at the body, what's going to happen is the blood is going to deliver the oxygen, which is going to be used for cellular respiration. So I'm just going to like pour it out and have this thing represent like a body cell. And in exchange, I'm sort of going to have the body is going to have produced CO2, so like a body cell going to sort of produce more carbon dioxide here. Just that. And here, as you can see, I ended up with more carbon dioxide, so now I'm deoxygenated again. And this is all through the left ventricle pumping, so it's going to pump back. And it's going to pump back through the capillary system, this time not here into the aorta, but here, which is going to represent the inferior vena cava. I'm sort of going to walk through. This is all the inferior vena cava, or I guess there would have been like venules, and now it's the inferior vena cava. I'm going to go back here through here, and I'm just going to go back into the right atrium, and I'm right back where I started. I'm in the right atrium, as you can see, and I've got carbon dioxide, which means I'm deoxygenated.